जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन जमुना तेरा वनचारी जमुना तेरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन जमुना तेरा वनचारी जमुना तेरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय राधा माधव राधा माधव जय राधा माधव जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतशिष्यमात् अवैशरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत समिश्र प्रभुपाद की ISKCON ब्यूटी फाउंडर आचार्य डिवाइन ग्रेसफुल प्रभुपाद की जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतशिष्यमात् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की श्री राधा माधव की श्री गौर निताय की लक्ष्मी नरसिंह भगवान की समवेत गौर भक्तबिंद की निताय गौर प्रमानंदे ऑल ग्लोरी टू द assembled devotees, all glory to the assembled devotees, all glory to the assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Sa Padantikam Vandeham Shri Gura Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Gurung Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatha Nitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanitangscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhubhya evacha Patitanang Pavanebho Vaishnavebho Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadannaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandha Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishavanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karati vachalam pangullanghaite giring Jat kripatamaham bande Shri Gurung Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Isharam.
Hare Krishna. So we are very grateful to have his Holiness Association. So Maharaj joined in Mayapur, Sita Mayapur, very well settled in 1996. And 1997, Maharaj got initiated by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. And after that, Maharaj taken up so many preaching projects and others like youth preaching, Bhakti Prachar preaching, outreach programs, food for life, and he also regional secretary for Uttar Pradesh and traveling all over India, all over the world, and lifestyle coach and motivational speaker. These all many different programs from starting Maharaj was doing, and mainly Maharaj was like very compassionate vision. Whenever he discussed some points, point to point, and they will be full of mercy, and there is a point to point discussion also. I also have some experience when we discussed in Brahmacharya Ashram. And Maharaj was taken care by even Brahmacharya Ashram. So recently I was discussing one devotee, senior devotee. We struggle to maintain Brahmacharis. If we go to Mayapur, they are very happy and simple life, continue their life here the Brahmachari. So we are very complicated. We think too much. So that is all glories to Maharaj. So taking care of all Brahmacharis over there. And ISKCON Mayapur, outreach programs and the chairman for ISKCON Mayapur Festival Council and the Brahmachari Ashram and then many other programs. And main thing is very important thing is very close to heart of our beloved leader, His Holiness Jagatath Swami Maharaj. That's enough to have him here, and we are very fortunate to have Maharaj here. And we request Maharaj please come regularly. Somehow we are not getting association of Jagatath Swami Maharaj very regularly due to his health issues and other things. Please come Maharaj and bless so that we can practice our Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Can come a little further. Further. Okay. हरे कृष्णा, जोर से बोली हरे कृष्णा, हरे कृष्णा, कृष्णा कृष्णा, हरे हरे, हरे राम, राम राम, हरे हरे। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की। So many of you here are chanting 16 rounds every day. Okay, good. Those who are not chanting 16 but chanting minimum 8 rounds, that category. Then 4 rounds, 2 rounds, 1 round, 1 round, okay, good. 0 round. So welcome all of you for the Saturday afternoon gathering, and I am very happy to be with all of you. It's okay for you if I speak in English, is okay? Because I don't know Kannada. Kannada gotilla. So if there is some translation going on, no need. If anybody needs translation, translation is going on at the back. Telugu, acha. Kannada translation not needed. Both are same. For me, definitely same. So I was thinking what to speak today, and I thought I will make a mixture of Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita. So something connected. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Bhakta Mam Avijanati. Only by bhakti, devotional service, we can understand Krishna. Krishna speaks Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga in Bhagavad Gita. But actually, if we understand properly, yoga means connection. And if we really want to connect with the Lord, then we must have bhakti. So bhakti yoga is a process. And when we talk about bhakti, there are two kinds of bhakti. Mishra bhakti and Suddha bhakti. What is Mishra bhakti and what is Suddha bhakti, that will be discussed. But before that, we should know what is bhakti. So how many of you are clear about what is bhakti? I should not ask question.
Worshipping Lord Vishnu or Krishna, that is only called bhakti.
Okay, very good. At least somebody volunteered to answer.
Dedication towards God is also can be
Dedication to God is bhakti, okay. Connection with God is bhakti. Faith in God is bhakti. Don't repeat, surrender to God is very good. Surrender to God is bhakti. Understanding the relationship between the soul and the super soul, supreme soul. Okay. So let me talk what our acharyas have discussed. So acharyas have defined bhakti. And before I talk further, I request all the devotees to keep the mobile phone in a rest mode, because mobile phone also needs some rest. So put him in a flight mode or switched off mode or silent mode. Make sure it does not make sound. So it is explained that what is bhakti. Sarva upadi vinirmuktam tatparatana nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhaktir uchyate. Uchyate means it is defined, bhakti is defined like that. What is the first step in bhakti? What is the first symptom of bhakti? Sarva upadhi vinirmuktam. We have to be free from all material designations. Upadhi. We have lot of designations in this world, right? And we love to have designations. And we print visiting cards to have our designations. And we feel very proud about that. The list expands our what I can say, our happiness also expands, right? And people love to talk about his ex, means previous resignation also. He was and what he will be and what he is. So that shows we are very much concerned about designations. But when we enter into bhakti life, those temptations have to be given up. Otherwise, we cannot enter into bhakti. So that's why this definition of bhakti says we have to give up all material resignations. We should be free from all material resignations. How many resignations we can have? Many. Varieties. Actually, it's unlimited. That's why we are continuing our journey in this material world in unlimited varieties of bodies for unlimited number of years, for unlimited lifetimes. And this journey will continue as long as we want to continue with these designations. Process of bhakti assures the discontinuation of our journey in this material world. If we want to stop the journey in this material world and enter into the spiritual world, then we have to be free from material designations. And all these designations are related to our body, bodily designations. I am male, I am female, I am a student, I am a boy, I am a girl, I am an Indian, I am an American, I am a doctor, I am a professor, I am a lawyer. So many designations we have. But these designations will not help us to understand the Lord. That's why we have to be free from these designations. That's why when Sanatana Goswami met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he asked the question, who am I? This is known as Athato Brahma Jigyasa. Sanatana Goswami is asked in Bengali, Ki ami? Who am I? Keno more jare tapotrai? Why I am suffering? These are the questions we should ask, but the first question is, who am I? It's called identity crisis. When Arjuna was about to fight the battle of Kurukshetra, Krishna put him in a position so that he could see two personalities in the opposite side. Enemy camp. Who are those two? Bhishma Pitama and Dronacharya. When Arjuna saw these two personalities, he started thinking, oh my God, now I have to kill these two personalities because they are in the enemy camp. Right? That is the meaning of battle. Battle is not a loving exchange. These two personalities should be killed. But he started thinking that one of them is my grandfather and other one is my spiritual master. And these two personalities should be adored, worshipped, loved. But now I have to kill them. So he started thinking, how can I do that? So he started thinking whether I am a Kshatriya king, I am a warrior, I am a disciple, I am a grandson, I am a father, I am a brother. Who am I? This is called identity crisis. And we all have this identity crisis also in this world. We start thinking, what is important? Taking care of family, doing the job, doing the business, studying, interacting with family members, spiritual practice, charity, social service, service for the country. What is important? What is my dharma? Confusion. And Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, at the beginning he said, why he comes? He says, Jada jada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam sujamaham paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya chaduskritam dharma samastapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. He said he comes into this world to establish dharma. And at the end of Bhagavad Gita he is telling sarva dharman parityajya mamekam saranam praja ahantam sarva papebham moksha masacha. He says he comes to this world to establish dharma and he is telling give up all dharma. People become confused. So what should be done? We should give up dharma or we should do dharma? What do you think? I am confusing you. So by this we should understand there are two kinds of dharma. One is temporary dharma, one is eternal dharma. One dharma is connected with the body and other dharma is connected with the soul. So when Krishna says that give up all varieties of religion means those religion which are connected with body. And do that dharma which is connected with the soul. What is that? Saranang Braja. Surrender to Krishna. That is the supreme religion. And that is called bhakti. Bhakti means saranagati. Bhakti means surrender to Krishna. When you start the process of surrendering Krishna to the lotus feet of Krishna, that is the process of bhakti. Okay, so coming to the point of sarva upadhi vinirmuktam. So are you ready to give up or be free from the attachment of material designations? At least try. sarvopadi vinirmuktam. Then what will happen? Tat prarthana nirmalam. Then we feel purified. Then after knowing who we are the servant of Krishna. Mahaprabhu said, Jiver Swarup hoy Krishner Nitya Das. What is our eternal position? Nitya Das. Not now. We think, okay, Das for now is okay. After some time, we want to become master. It's not like that. Eternal. That is a good news or a depressing news? Krishna is eternal master. And the living entities are eternal servants. Nobody like to be servants, right? People in this world like to be servant. What they want to become? What we all want to become? Master. So what is good? To become master or to become servant? Really? Are you convinced? Okay, very good. We say, but it's very difficult. So why we are servant? Why Lord is master? You should ask question, no? Who can be the master? Oh, very good. Who is that? Very good.
Those who is the power generator, operator and tester.
Okay, very good. So you said who is the controller?
Who controls it?
Okay. Who controls everything? So he can control? Really? That is a competition going on in the family also. Who controls who? And both are in illusion. Husband is thinking I am controlling and wife is thinking I am controlling. Right? So we like to control. Right or wrong? But we cannot control. And that is the cause of our depression. People are depressed in this world. Why? Because they want to control, but they cannot control. Why they cannot control? You should check. We have the desire, but we cannot. If we can control, then we will not become old, because we think we are the owner of this body, right? Then body should not become old, body should not become diseased, body should not die. Controller means it should be under the control. We want to control the whole world, but we cannot control our own body and mind. But we like to control the whole world. That is the sad situation of this world. Right? So why we cannot control? One sentence from you. Why we cannot control? Not focusing on body, limitations, okay. Okay, bound by material nature.
Actually, illusion is around us. So why we are not coming from that? We are energy, so we cannot.
Why? I want to know the scientific reason. Why we cannot control?
We don't have the 6 options.
Huh?
Because we don't have 6 options.
So what's the connection with that? You don't have the opulence. I am not asking Bhagavan can control. I am asking why we cannot control. For defects, okay. Speculate, no problem. Speculation on spirituality is okay. I am not asking that question. I am asking why we cannot be the controller. Huh? We are limited. Sure. Very good. We are not supreme. We cannot control because we are not the creator. Those who create, they can control. Okay? That's why Krishna says, I am the source of everything. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravattate iti matta bhajante mang buddha bhava samannita. Ishvara parama Krishna sachidananda vigraha anadir adir govinda sarvakarana karanam. We all have causes. We all have sources. Just like who is the source of our existence? Our parents. And who is the source of our parents? Their parents. It goes back, 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 and ends at a certain point. That point is the supreme controller. That point is the Krishna. Clear? We are not Adi. We are not Anadir Adi. Who is Anadir Adi? Krishna. He is the cause of all causes. That's why he can control. And that's why he is the proprietor. He is the proprietor. And that's why he is the enjoyer. All connected. And we feel to control. We feel to be the proprietor. We like to be the proprietor. We like to be the enjoyer, but we cannot. Why? Because that is not our constitutional position. You accept it, otherwise you will be frustrated only. That's why we are living a life of frustration since time immemorial, because we are not accepting the truth. Then you may think, why our position is so not good. We think that our position is not good position. God's position is good position, right? Whose position is good? Both position is good. But position of the living entity is better than the position of the Lord. Prabhupada used to say, Rasmalai. You take Rasmalai here? Not so famous. What is the famous sweet here? Gulab Jamun. Okay. So Gulab Jamun is sweet or not sweet? Sweet. So who can experience that sweetness? Who eats? So what is better option? To become Gulab Jamun or eat Gulab Jamun? So Krishna is like Gulab Jamun. He doesn't know how sweet he is. But who can experience that? The living entities. So what is better position? I just trying to take us out from the frustration. So knowledge is very, very important. It's very unique. In the spiritual world, there is nothing hierarchy. Under this, under that, above this, that doesn't work. Everybody is unique. Just like limbs of the body. It's not that one limb is higher, other limbs is lower. It's not like that. They are all integral part of the body, having their own unique role to play. In the spiritual world, same thing is there. Each and every individual soul has a unique role to play in the spiritual world. And everybody is completely satisfied. Just like the ear of the body doesn't want to become the eye of the body, right? They are all satisfied, performing their role. But we always compare. And because of that comparison, we don't become happy. Right or wrong? In this world, comparison is the cancer of the mind. We treat the cancer of the body, but we don't know what is the cancer of the mind. Comparing. Comparison is the cancer of the mind. And because of that cancer, we are not happy what we have. Rather, we are unhappy what we don't have. That's why people, those who are staying in India, they are thinking, I am not happy. Why? Because I am not staying in US. If I can stay in US, I will be happy. Right or wrong? And those who are staying in US, they are thinking, oh my God, why you are here? Better go to India.
No, March, they are planning to go to March.
Okay. Now they are coming to India also. Those who are a little bit spiritually inclined, they want to come back to India. That is the desire, right? Those who are not married, they are thinking when that will happen. And after it happens, why they start thinking why it happened. People are not happy. Those who have money, not happy. Right? And those who have money, lot of money, they are also not happy. Having money is also anxiety. Not having money is also anxiety. Too much money, too much anxiety. So what to do? What to do? Why is anxiety? Anxiety is the cause of our misery. We cannot experience happiness because of the anxiety of the mind. Anxiety means what will happen, right? हिंदी में बोलते हैं क्या होगा. I don't know what is said in Kannada. What will happen? What will happen? Okay, very good. So what will happen? Even devotees start asking this question, what will happen? Krishna has declared very clearly what is going to happen. What is going to happen? Jatosya hi dhruva mrittur, dhruvang janma mritasya. Those who have taken birth, what will happen? They are going to, जोर से बोलिए, ये बोलने में अच्छा नहीं लगता है. Those who have taken birth, they have to die. And those who are dead, they have to take birth again. Is there any doubt? Then they ask, that I know, but what about in between? Between birth and death? Between birth and death, what is there? Old age, disease, and one friend always there with us, that is anxiety. That is material life. Anxiety. So, anxiety means chinta. And another thing we get after death, that is called chitta, funeral pyre. That is material existence. Chinta, chitta. Chinta, chitta. That is our journey. And these two have the same role to play. What they do? They burn. The funeral pyre burns the dead body. How many times? One time. Anxiety burns our living body. How many times? Constantly. Constantly. What is better? That's why people think dying is better. Too much anxiety to be alive. So I was giving a lecture in Australia. I was telling the duration of life in different yugas. So I was telling 100,000 years in Satya Yuga, 10,000 years in Treta Yuga, 1,000 years in Dwapar Yuga, and Kali Yuga is 100 years. One new man came to hear my class, and he was so happy and delighted to hear 100 years. Enough! More than enough. Too much anxiety, right? People commit suicide also. So many people are committing suicide because why? They are in too much anxiety. Life is blank. They don't know what to do in life. Completely lost. That is the material existence, right? Why they are in anxiety? Because they don't know the future. Don't know the future. But we should know the future. We are going to die. But Krishna has given a process by which we don't have to take birth again. When we have that platform, then we will be anxiety free. If you are in a rented place and the owner says, get out, 1 month notice, within 1 month you have to vacate your house. You will be in anxiety or peaceful mind? Anxiety. But if you have your own house, you got a beautiful house owned by you. If the owner says, leave this house, you will be in anxiety? You will be very happily living. Thank you so much. I am going to my own house. So death is the time of anxiety. Why? Because we don't know what's going to happen after that. That's why you should know what's going to happen after death in order to be free from anxiety. We should be knowing where we are going. So that depends on our consciousness. And bhakti means Krishna consciousness. Mind is always thinking, right? Mind is in anxiety, mind is always occupied. Mind cannot be vacant. Mind is always busy, thinking something. Even during sleep, senses are inactive, but mind active. Very, very active. So mind game has to be understood. So Krishna says, we can think of him or we can think other than him. Krishna or not Krishna. Two options are there. What is non-Krishna? Sense enjoyment. So what is going to happen? Krishna says, if we think of sense objects, if we think about sense enjoyment all the time, then what is going to happen? Dhyate vishwayan pungsha, sangaste supajayate, sangar sangjayate kama, kramat kuda vijayate, krodhat bhavati sammaha, sammaha siddhi vibhrama, siddhi bhangshat buddhinasa, buddhinashat pranasati. Will be doomed. Will be finished, will be destroyed. What does that mean? That we will not get human form of life. That is guaranteed. We will enter into lower species of life. So when we think of sense enjoyment, we go down. Then opposite, Krishna says, Antakale cha mameva smaran mukta kalevaram japrayati samadbhavam jati nastatra asangsaya. Krishna says, when someone remembers Krishna at the time of death, what happens? After quitting this body, he will not take birth again. He will go back to the spiritual world. So what is better option? How many of you believe there is spiritual world? Okay, very good, just checking. So going up is always good, right? That's why we like promotions. We don't like demotions. But we will be demoted if we think of sense enjoyment. And we will be promoted when we think of Krishna. Then some people say, Krishna said at the time of death. Why whole life? Whole life is needed? Is at the time of death. So whole life enjoyment before death, Hare Krishna, and dying with Krishna consciousness, go back home, back to Godhead. Idea is good or wrong? Idea is good or bad? Good idea, no? It will work? So Krishna consciousness should begin at the age of 50 or at the age of 5? What? No, that is not the common understanding. 50 is the good age. Young age is for enjoyment. And after enjoyment, we will be detached. And we will focus on Krishna consciousness. Right? No? This means what? Yes or no? Yes or no? So, how Krishna consciousness can take place at old age is explained in one of the Puranas, Nishinga Purana. You like to hear that story? So there was a businessman, cloth merchant, very rich. He became old. He had 2 sons, and 2 sons were very pious sons. So these 2 sons thought, our father did so much for us, we should do something for him. So they thought, let our father go for pilgrimage, and that will help him to become Krishna conscious. So they invited one saintly person, one sadhu, and requested him to take their father for a pilgrimage. So sadhu agreed. He took him to different places of pilgrimage in India. There is no scarcity. East India, West India, North India, South India. And this old gentleman, the businessman, loved to talk. And he thought, now I got a fixed audience. So whenever there was opportunity to talk, he used to talk. And he used to talk about business. How to do this business, how to do that business, if profit is there, how to utilize it, if there is loss, how to handle it. Business talk was going on. Then after some days, sadhu started thinking, I came to give Harikatha. I should give Krishna talk, but I am hearing business talk. And my duty was to change this old businessman. And it is guaranteed that he is not going to change. But now there is a big possibility that I may change. If I stay for some more time, definitely I have to start a business. So he wrote a letter to his sons that it's not possible for me to change your father. Rather, opposite will happen. I will change. Then the sons replied, no, try one more time. You tried so much, why not give a last try? So sadhu said, okay, no problem, I'll try. She was thinking what medicine to give. He tried all kinds of medicines, but nothing is working. So he said, I'll take him to a crematorium. When people go to crematorium, they feel very detached, right? Everything is temporary. It stays for a few days. It's called Samshan Vairagya, means crematorium renunciation. So he started thinking that it may work. So he took him to Benares, Kashi. And he took him to the biggest, the largest crematorium. Then he told him to sit down, and he sat little distant from that person and started observing what was going in his mind, whether any change is coming or not. Then, after some time, he saw that that man was crying. That businessman was crying. He became enthusiastic. He was down before, now he got enthusiasm. Now preaching is working. So he approached him. He said, why are you crying? He said, I am crying because I am thinking that I have ruined my life. I wasted my life. Enthusiasm increased further. He said, why you are thinking like that? He said, I did not know. So many people die. Then he thought, okay, some realization is coming. Then he said, I didn't know that so many people are burnt at the same time at the same place. And I did not know also so much wood is needed. I thought that there is demand of cloth in the market. But I am seeing the demand of wood is more than the demand of the clothes. And thinking that I have chosen wrong business. I should have done wood business. That's why I am thinking I wasted my life. That is called self-realization at old age. Okay. So that is the power of attachment. Whatever we do whole life, that will be the object of remembrance at the time of death. It's nothing automatic that when we become old, we will become Krishna conscious. That is wrong understanding. Unless and until we change our object of attachment, we cannot change our life. That's why practice is very much needed. Sadhana bhakti means practice. We have to practice. Whole life if we practice, then we can develop some attachment for the Lord. Then we can think of Lord at the time of death. So bhakti means what? Bhakti means what? We are discussing the definition. Sarvupadi vinirmuktam tatparachana nirmalam rishikena rishikesha sevanam bhakti rachyate. That is called bhakti. Bhakti means engaging our senses and mind in the service of the Lord, who is the master of the senses. That is called bhakti. Very simple. We don't have to give up anything. Prabhupada said Krishna consciousness means adding Krishna in our life. Now there is no Krishna in our life. When we add Krishna in our life means we are Krishna conscious. So how to add? That's why you have to understand bhakti. Krishna should be the center of our life. Bhakti means Krishna is the center. We should do everything for Krishna. Jat karasi jada susi jat juhusi jadasi jat jat tapasasi kante tat kurasa madarpanam. So that is the process. We have our eyes, we will like to see. We should see the beautiful form of the Lord. We should see the beautiful dham of the Lord. We should see the beautiful devotees of the Lord. So many things we can see. We can see beautiful movies related to the Lord. So many things which are connected with the Lord we should see. Then our ears, we should hear about Krishna. But most powerful sense is tongue. Ato Sri Krishna namadi na bhavet grajyam indriyai sevana mukhe jivadau swayam apaspratyada. When we engage our tongue in the service of the Lord. Why tongue is very powerful? Because tongue can do two things. Other senses one thing. Tongue can talk and tongue can taste. Taste is more interesting. We love to talk and we love to taste. So we have to engage these two activity in the service of the Lord. So when we talk, Prabhupada said instead of talking nonsense, we should talk about Krishna. And we should chant the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And when you become hungry, Mahaprasad. Offer to the Lord and take Mahaprasad. Prabhupada used to say, where is the difficulty? Difficult? Still it is difficult. Because we cannot accept things which are simple. Process is very simple, but our mind is so complicated. We want to do something complicated. People want to do Ashtanga Yoga. Only chanting, it's not so, it's for ordinary people. We have to do Ashtanga Yoga. Meditation. So one person came to Prabhupada, I am feeling so fresh because I was doing meditation for some time. Prabhupada said, you will definitely feel fresh because you are sleeping so well. Meditation means sleeping. As soon as we close our eyes, we enter into Samadhi. Means we sleep. That is our Kali Yuga Samadhi. Ashtanga Yoga is not possible. Why? Because it's a long process. Valmiki Muni did that kind of practice for 60,000 years. And our duration of life? 60 to 70 years. Possible to do Ashtanga Yoga? Then other process is fire sacrifice. For that we need qualified Brahmana. Who is a qualified Brahmana? Who is a qualified Brahmana? Who can invoke fire by chanting mantra. Yajna should be performed by inviting fire, no, not through matchbox and lighter. So in Vedic system, the Brahmanas used to chant mantra. And through that powerful mantra, fire is to manifest. Possible? If it's possible, do it. Something else will come out now. Not fire. So you are not qualified. Who is a Brahmana? You have any idea who is a Brahmana? We talk about Brahmana. Janmana jayate Shudra samaskarat bhavet dijo veda pathat bhavet vipra brahma janati iti Brahmana. We should know these basic things. We take birth from our biological parents. That is called Shudra birth, means birth in ignorance. We don't know. We are in a dark place in the womb of a mother. And when you take birth, you don't know what to do. Why you are here, right? We are in ignorance. It happened to Brahmaji also. When he appeared, he did not know what to do. Then he got the instruction. He heard, tapa, tapa, tapa. Do austerity. Austerity will give you enlightenment. Then you can see things. You can understand things. So in order to understand the purpose of our life, then we have to take second birth. Dija. Samaskarat bhavet dija. Ritualistic ceremonies are the process by which we get the second birth. And who becomes the father? Spiritual master. And Gayatri mantra becomes the mother. And what is the purpose of Diksha? Why we take Diksha? People also get lost. Diksha, perfection. We got Diksha. What is the purpose of Diksha? To study Vedas. That's why from Dija we become Vipra. Veda Pathat Bhavet Vipra. Who studies Vedas, he is known as Vipra. Then why you study Vedas? Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Vedasya sarver ahamiva vedya. The purpose of studying Veda is to know Krishna. So who is a Brahmana? Brahma janati iti Brahmana. Who knows absolute truth, he is a Brahmana. So absolute truth can be understood at three different levels, Bhagavatam explains. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavan iti sabdate. Impersonal aspect, Paramatma aspect and Bhagavan aspect of the absolute truth. The Brahmana who knows the impersonal aspect, he is a Jnani Brahmana. Who knows the Paramatma aspect, he is a Yogi Brahmana. And who knows the Bhagavan aspect of the absolute truth, he is a Vaishnava Brahmana. So purpose of our life is not to become Brahmana only. The purpose of our life is to become a Vaishnava Brahmana, who knows the complete aspect of the absolute truth. He should know Bhagavan, he should know Paramatma, and also he should know Brahma Jyoti, the impersonal aspect. All three aspects should be known to a person, then he becomes a Vaishnava Brahmana. So therefore, the process in Kali Yuga is not Ashtanga Yoga, not fire sacrifice, and not also worshipping the deity, because that is not practically possible to do due to different factors and reasons. That's why in this age, the process is very simple. What is the process? Chanting the mantra, Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This is the process. So in that way, the two processes, honoring Krishna Prasad and chanting the holy name of the Lord. If we do it nicely, then we will get perfection. That's why Mahaprabhu teaches us, what is the process? নাচো গাও ভক্ত সঙ্গে করো সংকীর্তন, এমনি মধুর মহাপ্রভুর বচন. Mahaprabhu says, in order to get perfection in Kali Yuga, you don't have to do anything very difficult. What do you have to do? Sing, dance, and eat. Party religion. In order to enjoy, what people do? What they do? They go to the clubs, they go to discotheques. Why? Dance, drink, eat, sing also. And Prabhupada says our party begins at 4:30 in the morning. Right? And that is not Saturday. Every day. Every day. But some people think it's very difficult. The devotee life, very difficult. Getting up 4:30. People ask, why you sleep? 4:30 Mangala Arati, do you have other work or what? So, I will tell a story. How long? The time is up, right? So, one person, he was a criminal in Western country. So, somehow he escaped from the jail. And he was running, and police was behind. And that time Harinam Sankirtan was going on by ISKCON devotees. And he thought this is the nice place to hide. So he joined the party, and police could not trace. And in that process, he was chanting, dancing with the devotees, and the party reached the temple. So he entered into the temple. So he said, very nice place to hide. So, but in order to stay, you have to get up for Mangala Arati, do morning program, do book distribution. So he started doing. He was completely occupied. After a few months, he got purification. So he wanted to confess the sin he committed. So he went to the temple president that actually I am a criminal and I escaped from the jail. What should I do now? He said, it's your duty to surrender to the police. So he surrendered to the police. Police was so happy that he surrendered. Very rare. And he was brought in front of the judge. And judge asked, what you are doing and where you are doing things. He said, I was in ISKCON temple. And what was your schedule? He said, I used to get up at 3 o'clock, 3:30, take cold water bath, then attend Arati at 4:30, then chanting, doing meditation, then hearing discourses, then going out. He said, oh my God, it's worse than jail. So better stay there. So people think it's too difficult. What? So tight schedule. But externally it looks like that, but those who are enjoying, who can understand that, who will be inside. From outside looks it's very difficult. But when we experience that, then we will understand the bliss of Krishna consciousness. That's why Prabhupada has given us a package. So that package has to be practiced very sincerely. Then we can experience the bliss of Krishna consciousness. And that's why Prabhupada established this International Society for Krishna Consciousness to connect people with the Supreme Lord through simple process of chanting, dancing and honoring Krishna Prasad. And that is the essence of our spiritual journey. So I'll end here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. If you have any question or comment, you can do that.
During Ramukta,
You should ask question what has been discussed on the topic.
जो क्लास में चर्चा हुआ ना उसका उसी का बारे में
No question?
relation between karma that we are doing, dharma, and what is the materialistic world?
What?
Is there any relation between the karma that we are doing, dharma, what is the work we are doing, and the materialistic world?
I could not understand your question.
Correlation between them it is there.
Work and material world.
What work?
Whatever work we are doing.
What?
the-
Many people are doing different work. What work?
Like,
There are many people are doing different kinds of work, na? What work you are talking?
not profession, personal life, some expectation will be there.
No, I am asking you a question to make your point clear. You are talking about work. What work?
Work in the sense some of the work are like your friends, your family, some have some expectation on some come to the materialistic world where it is happening.
You are not answering my question. Expectations is there, definitely. Different people have different expectations. But when you are talking about work, what kind of work you are referring to? That's my point.
There is
That question I am asking. You are not clear. Because most of the people are not clear. Karma. Karma is, what is karma? Karma means prescribed duties according to Shastra.
I'm asking the dharma, like do your work.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling. Prescribed duty. If you are a Brahmana, you have certain kind of duties. If you are a Kshatriya, you have another kind of duty. If you are a Vaishya, another kind of duty. You are a Sudra, another kind of duty. If you are a Brahmachari, one kind of duty. If you have a Grihastha, one kind of duty. If you have Vanaprastha, you have another kind of duty. And if you are a Sannyasi, another kind of duty. This is called Varnashram Dharma. Prescribed duties. So according to our situation in the society, we perform our duties. And these are all different according to our situation. And if we do some activity which is not prescribed by the Shastra, that is known as sinful activity. People say, what is sin? Whatever you think sin is sin. If you don't think, it's not sin. New philosophy. If your mind is okay with some activity, that is okay. But it's not dependent on our mind. Just like if you think, oh, someone has killed someone. And he started thinking it was okay. My mind is saying it was okay. But law of the country will tell you, okay. What will happen to that person? In the same way, we should not think that kingdom of God has no law. The law of God is given in Shastra. Somehow you can manage this world's law to some extent maybe, but the kingdom of God, no law you can avoid. That's why it is said, every action there will be reaction. That is called karma. We will not be spared. But people think, I am very intelligent, nobody saw me, I just secretly did it, there is no evidence. So if there is no evidence, you will not be punished here. But evidence is there, Paramatma is there, everything is recorded here. What you are doing, whatever you are thinking is recorded in the computer of the karma of the Lord. Okay? For every action, not only every act, every thought is recorded. So, very nice computer. So how karma acts? Some people think, oh, some people are very happy now, they are doing all nonsense activities, and I am doing good activities, I am suffering. So better to do wrong activities. People say like that, right? And some devotee said, after coming to Krishna consciousness, my life has become more miserable. I was happier before coming to Krishna consciousness. Right or wrong? So I tell a story to make you understand how karma works. Just very difficult to understand, it's a very complicated cycle. So one man was walking on the street of Bangalore, no, not Bangalore, some other city. So he saw there's a notice outside of the restaurant, beautiful restaurant, that you don't have to pay the bill. You can eat, your grandson will pay the bill. Very good deal, free, good restaurant. He entered and he ordered left, right and center because bill is free. So he enjoyed the meal wonderfully. And when he was about to leave, the waiter came with a bill. He said, "Why bill? You wrote, I don't have to pay the bill." He said, "It's not your bill. It is the bill of your grandfather." So, this is law of karma. We cannot escape. Okay? Hare Krishna. Don't feel sad. Any other question?
Not related, other.
Other question you can talk privately. Here is some mic. No, there is no cordless mic. Telugu?
So as you told, chanting is very powerful. So people who are deaf and who can't even can't speak also. So what are the ways for them so that they can chant?
They can chant in the mind.
Okay.
Because when thing is in the mind goes on, consciousness changes in the mind. If he cannot chant by his own, but if he can hear, then he should hear the chanting of others. He should take part in kirtan. That is one. But there are some people they cannot hear also. They cannot talk also. That kind of people are also there. For them, they should chant within. In that way, they can get the benefit of mantra. Think the mantra, chant internally. That will give the benefit. Okay. What is going on? Okay. Yes. Huh? That is the way to handle ego. Designation is the expression of ego. Yeah, that's why you don't want to give up. You don't want to give up ego, no? That's why you don't want to give up designations. You think, how can I live without designations? I will be useless. That's why people become when someone wants to join brahmachari ashram, becoming devotees, sometimes parents think, okay, become devotee, but make sure, get married. But if someone decides to join brahmachari ashram, it's a nightmare, right? Nightmare. So what happened? So one mother was walking with her son. And that same lane, one brahmachari also was walking. And this small boy did not see any brahmachari in his life. And brahmachari means little, not little, very strange. Dress is also different color, dress is different, hairstyle is also different, lifestyle is also different. So he was looking at the brahmachari again and again, because never saw this species. Then mother was very disturbed. Why are you looking at him? Why are you looking at him? He said, "Mother, who is he? I never saw this kind of person." He said, "He is bhoot, ghost." People think that if you become sadhu, no designation means what? No designation means you are a bhoot. That's why people get scared to give up designations. But whether we give up or not, it will be taken away. Right or wrong? When death will come, what designation will go with us? Anything will go? But you don't realize that. That's called attachment. So more we become attached, more we suffer. Suffering is because of the attachment. So those who are intelligent, they give up this attachment and develop the real attachment, which will give us enlightenment. Okay?
So, as we discussing about that karma, so what basis we are getting this human life?
like we are getting once in a, like after 84 lakhs we get this. And then like how the people are getting into dividing into different parts, like some are more rich, some are poor, some intelligent and all. Like on what basis that happens? What karma that happens?
Yeah, it's very complicated and very detailed science. How people get human form of body in many different ways. That lower species get natural evolution. They go up, and they get human form of body. Some from heavenly planet can come down and become humans. Different ways we can get human forms of body. But human form of body is considered very, very rare, because if you get human form of body, then we can get perfection in this human form and stop our journey in this material world and can go back to the spiritual world. That is the purpose of human form of life. That's why it is said it is very, very rare. That was the first question, how we can become human beings. What was the next question?
Like because on what basis of that we get a birth in the rich family or poor?
Depending on if you are pious, if you give charity, then you will become rich in your next life. And if you don't give charity, you will become poor in your next life. One example I give you.
But I want to understand like it's a rebirth happening as
Yeah, rebirth.
we can get a human life.
Rebirth. And rebirth may happen after some lifetimes also. Just like Dhritarashtra. He was blind. There's a reason behind that, why he was blind. Because he made the bird blind. And why his 100 sons were killed? Because he killed 100 siblings. Right? Then you may ask why he has to wait so many lifetimes. So in order to get 100 sons, you have to do some piety, no? So in order to get 100 sons, he had to do so many pious activities in various lifetimes. Then he became qualified to 100 sons. Then when he got 100 sons, then reaction of the past lives came and all 100 sons were killed. And he was blind. So all are connected. This is a formula. Computer works. Krishna's computer of karma. Yeah, that's why Krishna says those who are intelligent, they give up all this complicated process. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam saranam braja. When you surrender everything to Krishna, then Krishna takes over your life, then karma, law of karma doesn't work. Krishna's karma works. Okay? Any question from this side?
We are servants because we cannot control.
Huh? What?
Initially, we had the discussion about the God will control. And that's why we are servants and the God is the controller. The topic, yeah.
Yes.
So, but why does God wants to control?
He doesn't want to control. We want to control. Well, Lord doesn't want to control. He wants to serve.
Yeah, but why creation? I mean, why the Creator created the creation?
Because that is eternally there. Without creation, how there will be existence?
Yeah, but why? What is the?
What creation?
I mean, the whole creation of.
Which creation?
I mean, see, as a human being.
Human being is the material. This body is material body. We wanted this kind of body. That's why Krishna has awarded us.
Yeah.
But spiritual world is eternally there. It's not that creation was there. No time there was suddenly Krishna appeared and we all appeared. We are all eternally there.
We are all eternally there.
Yeah.
We wanted, that's why we are here like.
We wanted to enjoy separately from the Lord. That's why we are into this material world.
Okay, so we were there in spiritual world from eternity, but then it's our wish that we wanted to come here.
Not wanted to come here. Krishna has mercifully sent us because we wanted to enjoy separately from Krishna. But that place is not that place. So this place is for enjoying separately from Krishna. That's what we are doing. Krishna has created this facility to fulfill our desire.
Okay, so it's again our desire from spiritual realm that we have come here.
our desire.
Our desire. So
It-
it is not the creator who has created, but it is our desire which has.
Just like Prabhupada used to give the example, in a country or in a state or in a city, there are prison houses. Why it is there? The government wants that. But why it is there?
We wanted to control.
Because the criminals need some place to stay, na?
Okay.
So that's the need. So government gives us facility. So material world is like that.
So the facility given by the
Lord to rectify ourselves.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Hello, Pranam. So, Maharaj, Bhakti means
You have a question? Okay, very good. I think some divine message is coming. Okay. First,
Bhakti means we have to spread the Krishna consciousness. But how to become sincere in the Bhakti?
how to become sincere in bhakti? That is your question? Okay, okay.
That was Pranam Maharaj ki Bhakti means Krishna consciousness, I understand. But how to become sincere in becoming Krishna consciousness? That's the question.
How to become sincere? First we have to know what is the meaning of sincerity.
Sincere means time different, right?
Tell me first, what do you think?
I think
What is the meaning of sincerity?
sincere means whatever I determined towards the loving service to the Lord, like wake up early morning, like finishing the committed ground, living on the ground committed ground.
So list continues.
Follow the regulative principles given by
Very expanded definition of sincerity. Very good. Okay, okay, no problem. I understood your understanding. Sincerity means giving 100% for Krishna. That is the meaning of sincerity. Nothing for me, everything for Krishna. That is the meaning of sincerity. Okay, clear? Clear or not? You should know clearly things. Otherwise you will speculate, I am sincere. One devotee was telling some days before, most of the time I remember Krishna, sometimes I forget. Prabhupada said that we sometimes remember, but he does not have any idea. So sometimes I am very sincere. Very sincere, I get up early in the morning, every day. Okay, that is also sincerity. But what is the real sincerity? Real sincerity is nothing external. Real sincerity means when our life is completely dedicated for the service of the Lord. And what is the meaning of dedicated fully? 100% for Krishna. Okay, that was not the question. Now the next is how to become sincere. Associate with those who are sincere and serve them. By serving the sincere devotees, we can become sincere.
Thank you, Maharaj.
But still what?
Yeah, see, as it was, though we know the definition, though we know the things, but sometimes.
But you didn't know what is the meaning of sincerity. Now you came to know. So try to give 100% to Krishna. Okay?
Sometimes the priority.
Sometimes. Very good. So what is the priority?
Yeah, there's the priorities and.
What is the priority of a Grihastha?
The dharma, basically.
Tell me, I am asking you, what is the dharma?
Basically, look up the dharma actually.
Huh?
Dharma.
What is that I am asking? What are the dharma?
Maharaj, I think what I understand, from modern into 630, yes, we can try to.
That's your way of understanding. What is Grihastha Dharma? Prahlad Maharaj has spoken in 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. If you read that, you will understand what is the Dharma of the Grihasthas. Please read that section. Otherwise, we will keep on speculating. If you don't read Shastra, then we will live on speculation.
Agree, Maharaj,
But, still what? What is the what?
He's asking some excuse.
That's why I am asking, what is that? Don't beat around the bush.
See, very backbencher in the studies. So coming to the stage itself is very tough. So
I am not asking that. I am asking what is that but.
but lot of buts in the flight.
So how many buts you want to tell now? Decide. At least one but. Boli?
Yeah. Now I'm realizing, I think we all got your association. At least this makes more sincere in the devotional service and understand to walk 100% in the spiritual life.
That's the goal.
Yes.
But you cannot achieve that goal by magic.
Yes.
You can achieve that goal by practice.
Thank you.
So human life is meant to practice that. You cannot start with 100%. You have to start with some percent. Then slowly improve.
Sure, Maharaj. Please bless us, Maharaj.
Yeah, blessings will come when you do things as per Sadhu, Guru and Shastra. Blessing is nothing external. Blessings means when you do things as per the expectation of Sadhu, Guru and Shastra, then blessings will be following you. You don't have to ask for it. Hare Krishna. Any other question? Huh? Mike.
Listening Bhagavad Gita and reading Bhagavad Gita. What means it?
Reading Bhagavad Gita?
Listening.
Huh.
Hearing Bhagavad Gita and reading Bhagavad Gita.
Reading Bhagavad Gita. Difference? One is listening, one is reading. That's the difference. So what you are asking?
Someone recorded all the
Huh?
someone recorded all the shlokas in Bhagavad Gita.
Some?
Some recorded is there. All slokas are recorded in the YouTube channel.
Hmm.
Can we hear that or shall I read? Which gives more important or more advancement in Krishna?
Prabhupada said hearing is more powerful than reading. But you have to hear from right source, not from the source you are talking. You have to hear from a person who is realized, who knows Bhagavad Gita. It's not someone who remembers the slokas, who knows Bhagavad Gita. Realized soul. If you hear from him, then you will also get the realization. Then you will understand Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise, you will learn the slokas, but you will not understand Bhagavad Gita. Okay? Complete? It's complete or
Anybody have any questions? ఎవరికైనా మన సందేహాలు ఉంటే అడగండి. తెలుగులో అడగండి. You can translate them, Maharaj.
please. Then I feel that you heard it. पूछिए.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare.
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveta Bhakta Binda ki jai. Gaur Premanande. Hare Hare.